On today's DNVR Broncos podcast, we are breaking down the Broncos' second practice of training camp, where we had notable things on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. Plus, we have a big, notable event that happened that doesn't necessarily have to do with catching a football, and it all starts now. Practice of training camp in the books, and we're here to break it down on the DNVR Broncos podcast. We are live from the Toyota Lounge inside the DNVR Bar, and of course, the Toyota Lounge is driven by your local Front Range Toyota stores, and we are the DNVR Broncos podcast. Ryan Koenigsberg, Zach Stevens, we've got Logan Angie here behind the camera. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
I feel like people just saw you live on the Buff Show.
Yeah, if you're one of my people that I love both Colorado football teams, then yeah, you literally saw me seconds ago.
And how the Buffs doing? How they feeling?
Good. I mean, yeah, players should be reporting in just a couple of days. So we're about a week behind the Broncos, still in a bit of the dry period. Yep. Whereas over here on this show, we're full of things to talk about.
We are rocking and rolling. And Ryan, today is the final acclimation practice of training camp, meaning tomorrow it's full go. Now, pads still have to wait a couple of days, but fans will be out there tomorrow, and it's going to be likely a longer practice tomorrow. Yesterday's practice was 90 minutes. Today's practice was 105 minutes, which is an hour and 45 minutes. Tomorrow's should be at least 2 hours long, and we are here to break down today's practice, where, Ryan, just like yesterday, we have some notable off-the-field things to talk about. We have some notable semi-on-the-field things to talk about, and then we got football to talk about. And today, let's start with football and what happened kind of on the field today. Yesterday, we mentioned this, but there were some other media members out there that happened to cause a stir within the Broncos community, and Broncos country maybe freaking out a little bit. Do you know any idea who I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Unfortunately, the current Twitter timeline is completely cooked. And so I never get to see any of the things I want to see on there anymore.
Yep. Well, this is good that you missed this one, because the people that did see it kind of panicked a little bit. But it revolves around the Broncos' number one receiver, Courtland Sutton. And yesterday we talked about how maybe he didn't do everything in practice. And we kind of talked about how it really reminds us of what happened last year. Courtland pretty much did the exact same thing last year. And then a day into camp-ish, he got a new contract. He got the incentives in the contract. Maybe not the full contract extension he was looking for, but a little bump, and then he was back out there the next day. Well, yesterday, some people reported that Courtland didn't do as much, and that's true. He didn't do team period, and connected that to his contract, and some fans kind of freaked out. Well, I think this was probably intentional. You know what Courtland did today?
Worked out right in front of the media.
Yep, that's how practice started, and how it ended. He did everything. Everything a part of Broncos training camp practice today he did. He did 7-on-7s. He was out there for team, was out there for the first snap, then was out there for the third snap again. So he put to bed any rumors that maybe he was like a slight hold in, slight holdout.
What are we doing? So what was you don't have to throw anyone under the bus, but what was the reporting out there that freaked out fans?
Well, it was true reporting. It was reporting that Courtland Sutton was not doing everything in practice. And then tying that, and I know the Broncos had an issue with this, tying that to his contract. And like, is Courtland Sutton essentially holding out of some of the parts of practice because of his contract? that was, I think, what got Broncos fans a little nervous. It definitely made Broncos themselves a little upset about that.
I don't really understand why anyone was worried about that. He was there. That's really all I care about.
And he was practicing.
He was there and he was practicing. Like I theorized, I don't know if the Broncos liked it and like this, but like I was like, well, maybe there's just a side agreement of like, hey, we'll work on this contract until we do. You can kind of, take it easy or whatever at practice, but please be there because you're a leader on this team and we need you. Who knows what the situation is, but the fact that he was there is really all I care about, and healthy.
Yep. And then so today, for the people that were worrying, he said, I don't know if it was him or the Broncos, yesterday might have been completely unintentional. Again, don't think that's the case. But today he said, you know what, we're just going to put this all to bed. Maybe Broncos PR said, hey, come on, a lot of bad things going on, potentially out there, rumors flying around. Let's just put this to bed. Can you please do a couple of reps in team? He did that. So there is nothing to worry about. Again, we didn't make you worried on this show yesterday, but if you were worried, wanted to put that to bed right now. So good news with Courtland Sutton being out there to start practice. And then when it came to practice, man, I'll just tell you really quick before we dive into what actually happened. Courtland just continues to look like an absolute beast out there. You know that when you look out there, you don't have to see the numbers. You can be like, oh yeah, that's Courtland Sutton right there. But Vele, he's catching up in terms of just like strength. And last year, I would have called him a lengthy receiver because he's tall.
Yeah.
Wasn't really built. He's really changed that this year.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Well, and I thought he played strong last year.
Yeah.
Whether that was blocking.
Yeah.
Or, just creating separation. Like I thought you could tell that he's a strong guy. Mm-hmm. So adding even more strength would be good, really good for him. Yeah.
And that would help maybe in the run blocking game, in the pass blocking game. Now, he's not going to be sliding in on the offensive line, but Ryan, any team that faces this Broncos team is going to need all the help they can get slowing down this pass rush. Because to get to the biggest takeaway of today's practice, you hear dial it up. Dial up the sweet graphic here. Takeaways. Toyota. So to get to the biggest takeaway, Ryan, it's a pass rush. And it's not a surprise because it's early in the process. Early in training camp, and we always know the defense is going to dominate, especially early on, and there has been no difference with that today. The pass rush is so dominant from everywhere. From the outside linebackers, Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, JFM, DJ Jones just doesn't let anyone move him from where he is. You even see Drew Sanders making some plays from inside linebacker, rushing some blitzes from Vance Joseph. And it's not fair right now. Where we are in training camp, it's not fair. And the guy that has been the most impressive, no pads are on. It's very early. We're only 2 practices in. We've only seen 10 total reps of first team offense and defense going up against each other. But the pass rusher that's been the most dominant so far is someone you wouldn't expect. I did just name him, but it's probably not a guy you would expect.
Jonathan Cooper?
Ding, 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 ding. You nailed it. It is number 0. He has literally been unstoppable. He had at least 1 sack yesterday in 4 reps. He had at least 1 sack today, if not 2 sacks today in 6 reps. So we're talking about 10 reps so far, and he has 2 or 3 sacks.
What are you going to do if Nick Bonito is taking a step forward and Jonathan Cooper is taking a step forward on the team that led the league in sacks last year?
That's so scary. And
nothing has changed, by the way. It's not like, oh, well, they don't have this guy to work off of anymore. No. Zach Allen's there. JFM's there. Everyone's there.
Yep.
So if everyone just gets better, this is going to be a big problem.
Is there anyone that can't get better? Or that you would say, like, probably at his limit right now?
I don't know. I mean, Zach Allen had kind of a career year last year. So that would tell me that he could still go up. He's obviously on the older side of things, but he's certainly not old.
Yeah. I mean, he's 27.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say your peak probably 28.
Yeah.
29. So, yeah.
But just to like put this into perspective, if the Broncos pass rush is this good, remove any ceiling that you could imagine for this team previously. Like, if you have a pass rush that's that dominant, and again, we're talking about 2 days of training camp, but we're also talking about the sample size of a whole season last year.
Right.
And by the way, dealing with 2 younger players who are, especially with Nick Bonito, but also with Jonathan Cooper, who may have not reached their peak on the best pass rushing team last year. There's no ceiling on what the team can do, especially in a pass-happy football league.
Because, by the way, while that front seven is extremely dominant, specifically the pass rush, that doesn't even include the defensive player of the year because he's in the secondary right there.
Yep.
Which is just crazy. And so the guy that has really just continued to stand out to me over these first 48 hours of training camp is Jonathan Cooper, number 0. And it just makes me think exactly what you're saying, Ryan. Like, what if Nick Bonito stays at where he's at, 13.5 sacks, or gets better, which I definitely think he's capable of.
15 sacks.
Exactly. What if Jonathan Cooper actually turns out to be the best edge rusher that the Broncos have? Like, it's way too early to say like Vaughn and DeMarcus Ware, but this is the first time that my head's kind of gone there. Like, and you do have to jump through some hoops and like say that Jonathan Cooper is going to take a big step. He hasn't had a 10-sack season, but like, what if these two guys are this good? Plus, you have Jonah Ellis behind him. You have really good depth as well. It's exciting. Now, one caveat to throw out there. We know A.T. Perry's not practicing. There's one other guy that did not practice today. At least, I know he was in the building, but he was not practicing. Mike McGlinchey. Your right tackle.
Don't like that.
Jonathan Cooper was winning on that side today.
Okay, well, yeah. But not everyone has a Mike McGlinchey in
Absolutely
the league.
not. No.
And so, man, I am... my mind is... The gears are turning about what this team could be if the pass rush is that good. Because there is some questions about the pass rush last year and how they kind of racked up sacks in blowout games. But also, that's when sacks are racked up.
Right.
But if they level up from what they were last year, and you combine that with a secondary that also added a first-round pick and added Talanoa Hufanga.
And Dre Greenlaw. Or, yeah, I guess he's not in the
and an
secondary,
interior that should be better. I mean, we've talked about best defense in the league, but I haven't started to imagine like the potential dominance, like true defensive dominance, not just not allowing points, but imposing your will on opponents week in and week out. And what if Bo Nix's job is just easy every week? It's like, get us 20 points and we're going to win the game.
Yep. And then he goes out and he takes a step up, and then he's actually getting you 33, 34 points. And the Broncos are just blowing teams out. And crazy enough, the Broncos did blow teams out last year. I think they had like the second most double-digit point wins in the NFL, which is just crazy. And this team didn't lose much from last year. They really only gained things from last year. So, Ryan, I love where your head's at. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's take a closer look just at today's practice, kind of go through what happened. That was my biggest takeaway, but I was there and watched the entire practice. So, Ryan, let me tell you what happened at practice. And before we do that, I want to give a shout-out to our friends over at First Bank, because whether you're on the road, at home, or somewhere in between, First Bank makes banking easy, convenient, and secure. Their mobile banking app allows you to check balances, pay friends, and manage your money anytime, anywhere. And here's the best part. Open a new First Bank checking account today, and you could earn $300. First Bank is all about helping you stay on track. Their tools make it simple to stay in control of your finances without the hassle. No matter where life takes you, First Bank gives you the freedom to bank how and when it works best for you. So if you want $300, sign up for a First Bank checking account today. And if you're ready for that better banking experience and a chance to earn a little extra, head to efirstbank.com/bonus. That's efirstbank.com/bonus to open your account. Bank how you want, when you want, with First Bank. Certain restrictions and requirements apply. Member FDIC.
Zach, I think the thing that I've lost the most in my life is sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what
love.
No. something about sunglasses is just like, I don't know, you set them down when you get inside, you forget them there, you put them on your head, they fall off in the water, like whatever it is. I've lost more sunglasses than anything else that I've lost. And it kind of started making me just avoid buying sunglasses. Like, I'll just take the ones that I inherit, whatever. Well, then I found Shady Rays. Shady Rays fixed that problem. They said, if you lose your sunglasses, you break your sunglasses. If anything happens to them, they get stolen. We're not even going to ask questions. We'll just replace them for free because we need to protect your eyes from those harmful UV rays and keep you looking stylish at the same time. And that's what Shady Rays does amazingly well. So if you're like me and you lose a lot of sunglasses or you just want some sweet sunglasses, go over to shadyrays.com and use the code DNVR for 35% off. That's shadyrays.com and using code DNVR for 35% off.
Okay, Ryan, before we get into what happened today, I've got to tell you guys about a really cool way that you can take in all of our Broncos training camp coverage, and that's because we've changed the game a little bit. This offer is for current diehards and also people that want all of what we're doing. We just launched the DNVR Broncos Tailgate Tier. And what this is going to get you for just $89.99, you're going to become a diehard. You're going to get all of our access online, which means you're going to get all of our Broncos coverage, not just for all of training camp, but for the entire next year. Plus, that includes Buffs, Avs, Nuggets, Rockies, everything that we cover here at DNVR. Plus, what it's going to get you is it's going to get you 2 tailgate tickets every single year. That's one for you. And you can bring a friend as well. And you are also going to get an additional shirt. So if you upgrade, if you're already a diehard and you upgrade to this tier, you're going to get a shirt sent to you right away. A shirt of your choice. No better way to celebrate a Nick Bonito extension than with the Casa Bonita shirt. No better way to celebrate Bo being a top 10 quarterback than with that LFB shirt. So make sure to get in on the tailgate tier. On the screen right now, you can see all that it gets you. Just the 2 tailgate tickets is $140 value with that shirt. So boom, you're paying for itself right there. Plus you get Broncos and all of Denver sports coverage right away. So make sure to go to thednvr.com/intro to get in on this offer.
Very sick. I mean, you're going to come to a tailgate. You're going to get a t-shirt. You're basically getting those things for half the value.
Yep, right there. Plus everything else on top of it for over a year. Okay, Ryan. I already have something on the website, actually. So if you were antsy for this show and you were like, man, I just want Broncos coverage. Well, if you're a diehard, you could have gone to thednvr.com, read the story that's out from what happened today already. If you weren't able to get to that yet, let me take you through what went down today. So yesterday, Ryan, the Broncos had 4 total 7-on-7 reps, 4 total team reps. They upped it to 8 total team reps today, so double it today. So we got double the fun today. But let's start with 7-on-7 and Bo Sharp again. I think this is part of the installation process right now where they're going short to deep because pretty much everything is short right now outside of his pass to Adam Troutman yesterday and really quick decisions. Bo isn't waiting for the pressure to get to him to throw the ball. No, he's throwing it right away. It started off with a quick pass to Marvin Mims. Then he also hit Courtland later in that, and Alex Singleton would have destroyed Courtland because he sent him to the ground in 7-on-7s. And so if it was full pads, man.
Is there dust up after that?
Nope, Court just got up. I was having my eyes on that, though. I was like, oh, this could be a little interesting. And then he also connected with Troy Franklin. The only one that wasn't completed in this was interesting. 7-on-7, it's a passing period. Jaleel was doing a swing route out of the backfield. Bo threw it to him. It was apparently pretty darn accurate. Jaleel never looked for it. Hit him in the head.
Wow. Well, that's not good.
No, you don't see that happen too often.
Especially when you're trying to make the football team.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the only incompletion is when a guy wasn't looking for the ball.
All right. Well, in the head's a good place to throw it.
It really is. In the 7-on-7s, when Jarrett Stidham was up, Devon Vele, Stidham put a ball behind Vele, and Vele just made a great catch. It was about a 15-yard crosser over the middle of the field, and Vele adjusted to it. It was a ball that was behind him. He made a great adjustment, caught it, and continued to run after the catch. So Vele just continues to show that he is dependable, even if the ball isn't in the perfect position. There's Courtland Sutton catching a pass from Bo Nix here. You might be saying, like, where are the defenders here? Where's the offensive line? Well, this is all that the NFL, or at least the Broncos, allow us to record. So we're going to bring you everything that we're able to record, and then that's why we're there, so we can tell you exactly what happened in the parts that aren't able to be recorded.
Remember the Broncos played joint practices against someone one year, and they're like live streamed their whole practice?
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys came into Denver and said, we're going to do it how we do it. And I think this is when the Broncos didn't have ownership figured out still.
Yeah.
And so Jerry Jones came in and said, yeah, we're going to do it this way. The Jerry way is broadcasting everything. Mm-hmm. And so they did.
And then I might have gotten shut down the second day.
Potentially, yeah. I don't think it was up there.
Yeah.
Man, that was when the Broncos...
But there were so many clips coming out, I remember.
Oh, my gosh. That's when the Broncos destroyed the Cowboys.
Nick Bonito had like 4 sacks.
Yeah. Oh, that was his breakout before his real breakout. So then we go into team period right now, Ryan. And yesterday, team period started off with a J.K. Dobbins run getting pretty blown up. Mm-hmm. Today, J.K. Dobbins had a hole, and it was good. So
nice.
That's how they started. Sean said, we're going to get one more opportunity here, and it's going to be a lot better than yesterday. So run blocking improved on the second day of training camp. The next one, probably the pass of the day, probably the play of the day for those who like offense and want Bo Nix to succeed. And this is Evan Ingram. We finally got to see him displayed in training camp. He was quiet yesterday, which was totally fine. But a little crosser, 10, 15 yards across the middle. Bo hits him in stride. And Ryan, it's interesting that a tight end is wearing number 1 because you wouldn't think that would be a great number for a tight end. It's like, that's kind of for a speed guy. Can we save that for a speed guy? The Broncos did save it for a speed guy. Evan Ingram. He doesn't look like truly Marvin Mims or Troy Franklin. I'm not trying to sell you on that, but he is fast. And like fast for a receiver.
Like Courtland Sutton?
Maybe faster.
Wow.
I think, yeah. And that's why, like, it works. It fits that he's wearing number 1, even though he's a tight end. Because when he caught that ball and took off, he looks jacked right there,
bro.
too.
I was kind of against it, but that picture has a lot of aura.
And then imagine that plus really fast, just speeding across the field. And I don't know how teams are going to go up against him, especially when Sean is just going to say, they're going to line him up as a tight end some of the time, but Sean's not afraid to line him up as just a slot receiver. And I think that's really where he's going to find his home.
How about an outside receiver?
Potentially, yeah. I think he's going to be outside too, but I think the slot is where Sean's just going to say, good luck. Are you going to put a linebacker on him? If so, he's going deep. If you're putting a safety on him, well, also good luck with that. If you put a corner on him, well, he is still bigger than cornerbacks. So I don't know how you do it. Like, Travis Kelce is a totally different tight end when it comes to, like, how do you cover him? Travis Kelce's like, he's just going to find an opening in a zone. So good luck stopping that. Evan Ingram, you're not worried about Travis Kelce running past you. Evan Ingram, that's the number 1 worry right there is, okay, first I got to make sure he doesn't take the top off. Then I got to make sure when he catches the ball, he doesn't run past me. So how do I figure out this matchup here? Yeah,
that's the point, right?
Yep.
That's the whole point of Evan Ingram. Donald Wilson said I wouldn't call Courtland fast. I wouldn't either for a wide receiver. But he'd be a very fast tight end.
He'd be a very fast tight end.
I'm just so excited to see Sean Payton work his magic. You know, we joked about the Joker.
Yeah.
But it really is a position in his mind, and it can be used in a lot of different ways. And he's going to manipulate defenses by using Evan Ingram. And that is so exciting. I mean, I can just imagine like the first time they're down the goal line, having him lined up in line and then motioning him out, getting him on a 5'9" corner and being well, there you go, Bo. There's a layup touchdown throw for you.
Yep. And then you have Courtland on the other side. So if you have a taller cornerback, well, you got to choose one of those guys plus Vele. I absolutely love it, and I love seeing his speed because, man, he's going up against a first-team defense. I don't even know who was supposed to be on him because he was just gone when he caught the ball and then after, too.
Is Noah Fant available, did I see?
He is available. You want him?
T3?
Behind Troutman?
Yeah.
Potentially. I think Sean would say no.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, he is available. And
I'm just thinking of matchups. I mean, he can create matchups.
I think he's visiting the Bengals.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it really would make sense for him. And he could potentially create those. I don't think it's in the cards.
I think he's too soft for me.
That's what I don't think Sean it would be the biggest fan. Your words right there, Ryan. The next play, and this is where the defense said, like, fine, you can have a 5-yard run. Fine. You're going to get a good play with Evan Ingram. From here on out, I'm pretty sure it was defense the rest of the way. So Broncos offense got the first 2 plays, said, man, we're feeling ourselves. Let's go. And the defense said, no, come on. No, we still own this part of training camp. We still dominate around here. Jonathan Cooper would have got a sack right away on a little play action from Bo. Cooper, Bo does a play action boot, and then boom, Cooper's right in his face. If, let's say, somehow Bo would have been able to throw Jonathan Cooper off him, JFM was right there to clean up. Again, this is with Palcho at right tackle because Mike McGlinchey wasn't there, so that was on his side. And next play, Sean said, fine, you're going to have some good pass rush. We're just going to do a quick bubble screen to Devon Vele right here. So kind of like that counter there from Sean. And another Vele mention, so just keep him in your mind when you're thinking about who's number 2, number 3. Devon Vele's right in that conversation. Then the next team period, Sean said, okay, you're still going to go with pressure and get after me? I'm just going to do a swing pass to J.K. Dobbins and show his versatility. I think this is the first time I've talked about the running backs today. And yesterday, I
talked about Jaleel.
That's right. Yesterday, I mentioned J.K. First. Same thing today. So that's maybe interesting.
Yep.
Potentially notable.
I'm when JK starts balling out, I'm gonna go from calling him JK Dobbins to FR Dobbins.
For real?
Yeah. We're not JK. We're for real.
We're for real. What was the other nickname you had for him?
I can't remember.
Oh, you had a good one this offseason. Let's see if someone in the Toyota chat can remember. It was a good one.
Dobby.
Yeah, it was Dobby.
Dobby is free.
That was it. It was Dobby is free. That's going to happen a lot of times. I got to tell you, man, RG and Nick have been doing a great job getting tons of photos down in training camp. The ones they've got of the running backs, specifically, we all know that RJ Harvey's built.
Fire hydrant.
Yes, exactly. JK is like that as well. And you're seeing it from these pictures that these guys are putting out over at DNVR_Broncos. So make sure you're following that account because he is, I think of him, when I think of JK, I think of like an explosion speed back. No, he's an every down back. He's just extremely explosive as well. So that's why you think of him. But he's a guy that if he would hit the minimum attempts, we've talked about this a couple of times on this show, he would have the 3rd highest yards per carry average in NFL history. Which is crazy. So he's more than just a big play guy. And he seems to be, Sean seems to like the veteran presence that he brings. I'll say that. Then the very next play, you get a pass to RJ Harvey after tons of pressure, still on Jonathan Cooper's side on Bo Nix. The next one, I kid you not, Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper, all 3 may have had their own sack as well, just pressure beaten down. So Bo did a little dump off to Tyler Bidet, another running back mentioned. And then Justin Strnad absolutely destroyed a screenplay that would have been set up for a running back.
Good for Justin.
Yep.
So it sounds like 2 days in a row, defense taking care of business.
Yep. And in case you're new to this show, in case you're new to training camp, in case you're new to the Broncos, nothing to panic about.
Nope.
This is how training camp goes.
I've seen training camps where they couldn't even complete a snap.
It's very true.
For like the first 5 days.
Yeah. That was brutal. Was that Cush?
That was Connor McGovern.
Oh, yes, it was.
And Joe Flacco.
I remember like on day 3 or something, we joked and we're like, this is going to go till 10 days, isn't it? Or something. And then it did.
Yeah. It's like once is chance, 2 is coincidence, 3 is a pattern, 4 is a concern, 5 maybe time to panic.
And then I think during that season they didn't have a single fumbled snap.
No, I don't think so either. But boy, did we start to worry about it.
Yes, we certainly did.
Well, and Joe Flacco's creaky back, couldn't reach down for the ball, even though he's in his prime.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
Ryan, that pretty much takes care of what happened at practice today. After practice, though, was pretty fun. And we're going to bring you to what we learned after practice at the podium, right after I give a shout out to our friends over at Raising Cane's. Or come on, you love Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and National Chicken Fingers Day is coming up. Raising Cane's is partnering with the big Snoop Double D OG Dog to celebrate National Chicken Finger Day. I kind of ad-libbed that.
Yeah,
one.
you did.
I don't think I got it right.
D-O-double-G, not double D-O-G.
Snoop D-O-double-G. There we go. To celebrate this Sunday, you can celebrate with Snoop Dogg and Raising Cane's. The celebration won't be something you want to miss because Cane's is giving 1 free chicken finger with the purchase of a box combo all day long, July 27th. That is the only Broncos off day in training camp for 2 weeks. I will be celebrating by going down to Raising Cane's to get that free chicken finger on Sunday. So be sure to set your reminders and get the best holiday celebration. Check out RaisingCanes.com to learn more and see you at Cane's Sunday, July 27th. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Empire Today, where they make flooring easy. The flooring experts at Empire Today bring the showroom right to your home. Pick the right flooring and the right colors for your space. See how it looks with your furniture in your house. It's great convenience and it's free. You can get a free in-home estimate from our friends over at Empire Today. You can get precise measurements taken and have all of your questions answered so there's no surprises. With Empire Today, you get clear upfront and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can schedule an installation as soon as the next day. Think about that. They come to your house, they bring all the samples, they do all the measurements, and then you say, all right, let's do this. When can we do it? Tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Boom. And then they say, do you know our friends over at DNVR? Because if you do, you can get $350 off your entire project. It's amazing stuff from our friends over at Empire Today. So go to empiretoday.com/DNVR for full details on how you can save $350 on a new floor.
And shout out to everyone that's tuning in with us. We're doing the show in the afternoon during training camp to make sure that we give you the most up-to-date things on what's going on with Broncos training camp. So if you're tuning in, hit us with a thumbs up. We really appreciate all of you. And if you appreciate us, hit us with a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. Got a lot of new people in the chat as well. So shout out to everyone that's just finding our show for the first time. We really appreciate the love and support. Okay, Ryan, so after practice, people might see this headline and they're like, Bo Nix wows at camp. I haven't really talked about Bo Nix wowing yet, have we? It's because after practice, Talanoa Hufanga, a guy that is an all-pro, that's been to a Super Bowl, that's been to 3 NFC championship games, which is insane, said he's been wowed by Bo Nix. And it might surprise you in the area that he's been wowed. Actually, it probably doesn't surprise any Broncos fans, but it probably should surprise everyone across the country who doesn't necessarily believe in Bo Nix, and for this one specific reason. So Talanoa actually was asked a question that did not have to do with what's been the most impressive thing about Bo. It was just like, what have your impressions been about Bo? And let's hear what Hufanga's answer is here.
I think he's just a smart player, but then it's like, okay, you get on the field and you see how accurate he is, what kind of arm he has. I think that kind of, especially the first day of OTAs, like first ball was over everybody's head, and I was like, wow, like you have to account for those kind of things, and not every game that you play in the NFL you're going to play a quarterback that can launch it that far, and so for him, he has that ability to just get it over the defense's head, and so that changes your perspective on how to play him, and so far, just see as a teammate that he is. Great person, great player, and just seeing how he handles himself in the locker room, in the cafeteria and all that, I'm excited to play with him. First and foremost, I think he's just a smart...
Bo bombs, baby.
Yeah. Awesome to hear. I mean, Talno Hufanga seems awesome as well.
Yes.
Seems like a teammate you really want to have. And that's what you're saying about Bo. This feels very much like a Broncos team to me, with just there's so many of those types of guys on this squad. But, I mean, we saw it last year. The Bills learned about Bo being able to, throw the ball deep. And unfortunately, that was kind of the only firework of that game. But they had to, kept them on their toes. The throw in the Browns game.
Yep.
An absolute missile.
93-yard touchdown, but in the air, I think it went 55 yards.
And it was moving.
Yep.
So it's funny because there's a lot of people outside of that building that are trying to tear Bo Nix down right now. And the people that are inside of it and Bo Nix's peers are really high on him. Now, I'm not going to suddenly change my tune on the NFL Top 100 because it fits the narrative that I like. But I will say the fact that Bo Nix showed up on enough ballots to be in the top 100 is notable. I'll probably leave it at notable, but it goes along with the idea of he's impressed the people that have played against him.
Yeah, Ryan, I have to say I'm surprised. I didn't expect Bo Nix to show up on this list, especially because, and what's silly about the NFL Top 100, it's voted on in November, early December is when they come around. I didn't think that the NFL teammates or NFL players were going to respect Bo enough to put his name down enough for that. So I was surprised when I saw his name drop at 64.
Yep.
He's the 64th best player in the NFL, according to this NFL Top 100. Probably take it with a grain of salt. That means he's the second best player on an average team already after his rookie season, after actually the first 2.5 months of his rookie season. We know how the first month was. So people were really surprised. NFL players were really surprised in just 6 weeks at how good Bo Nix was. So I'm really happy you brought that up. I can't believe I forgot.
Yeah, unless Sean Payton told all of the Broncos, you have to put Bo number one.
You think he did that?
No, I don't, but I think he would.
Yes. Now this year, he can't fall.
Yeah, nope.
But now this year, I think he's not going to have to tell people. I think people are going to know to put him on.
I love it.
And so I love hearing that because we know he's a great person. We know he's a great teammate. We know he's accurate. We knew all of this stuff last year. We also knew that he had a really good arm. You mentioned that throw. He had the 2 touchdowns to Marvin Mims in the Cincinnati game that was on national TV. Both of them were absolute rockets. One of them was on the run, kind of throwing off his back foot, and he still got it to Marvin to tie the game, to send it into overtime. But to hear Hufanga go out of his way, he could have easily stopped after saying, man, he's smart, he's accurate, he's a great leader, great teammate, great person. That would have been a great answer. But he went out of his way to recall a specific play, the first play of OTAs, when he threw it over everyone's head. And that made him think, wow. And that's just, I don't think even believers outside of Broncos country of Bo Nix, I don't think they realize that he does have an arm. And as Hufanga said, not just an NFL caliber arm, but he's got a better arm than a decent number of starters in the NFL right now. And I just think that's going to be something where we continue to hear people say oh, wow, he does have a stronger arm than I thought throughout this entire season.
Yeah. And I had a off the record conversation with a prominent name in the football community, trying to really protect their
you kept it as broad as possible there.
Just the other night. And I couldn't believe the type of things they were saying about Bo. Just completely, basically said you're lucky that you're covering the Broncos right now because things are about to get really, really fun for you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that really makes me believe even more.
Yep.
So that was very notable to me. That jumped off the page because there's still some questions about Bo, and that might be one of them. And his own teammates are going out of their way to put that down. Okay, let's get to, you know what? Let's stay with Hufanga here because, Ryan, I think Hufanga and Greenlaw, but in different ways, are going to instantly become fan favorites once week 1 comes around. And I think Hufanga, he's already talked with our guy Benny. We've seen him podium once already. But I think he's just such a fan favorite already and going to continue to become that. And it's for things like this. You hear, let's dial up the clip of Hufanga and why fans will love him.
Year one, what's it like, all the stuff in front of you?
Well, I'm excited for it. I love being here. I think this is one of the best places in the world. So for me, it's just attacking it like it is year two, making sure I'm up to speed that fast so I can make it feel comfortable. But I'm excited to thrive with a bunch of guys around me. So.
With the injuries the last couple of years, is there any change in approach this year?
Before that next answer, how can you not smile when a guy that's been here for 4 months says this is one of the best places in the world?
He ain't wrong.
And who knows it? He ain't wrong. No, and who knows if he's talking about Denver or the Broncos, but regardless, it's awesome.
Yep. First class city, first class state, first class organization.
Yep, exactly. And first class safety fits right in. You said this feels like a Broncos team. Man, the Broncos have not only had like really good safeties, but they've had really good safeties that are really good people. And it goes way far back, but my brain immediately goes to Steve Atwater and just how good of a safety was, how good of a person he was. Then you get Brian Dawkins, then you get John Lynch, then you get
Justin Simmons.
Then Justin Simmons as well. You throw Darian Stewart, TJ Ward in there. And now just when the Broncos move on from Justin Simmons, you get Brandon Jones, who was very much under the radar. He looks to be a great person and a great player. And now you get Talanoa Hufanga. There was actually a story that Hufanga told today that we don't have. But he was asked, or he was talking about Brandon Jones. And he said, the cool thing about Brandon Jones is he wants me to be good. And there's no competition. He said that he goes, Brandon Jones went out of his way many times this offseason to invite him to his own workouts that he was doing, to study the playbook together so he could answer any questions for Hufanga that he had, because he knows how much there is to learn from year one to year two, or from being a new teammate into the first year.
I've never heard you call someone by their last name as much as you call Talanoa Hufanga.
Hufanga, Talanoa. Yeah, I haven't thought about it. Should I just go Huff? Hoof?
Yeah, I guess Huff. What? Yeah, not really though.
Hufanga. Well, I've got that down at least. Talanoa. I've also got Talanoa down.
There you go.
So I just think he's going to be so loved by fans. And so before this next question, because you can't really hear it in this setup, he is asked, because you've been injured a decent amount the past couple of years, will you change the way that you play to stay healthy more? And I also think this is another reason why fans are going to absolutely love him. Here's his answer to that.
Approach this year to staying healthy? Is it same physical play and just kind of hope for the best?
Same physical play. I think for me, just you got to take care of the body even more. Have no regrets, in everything I do. I go out there to play the game the right way, and that's playing fast and playing physical. And so injuries happen. It's part of the game. And for me, I'm just going to step on that field and have confidence I can play the game I play.
I love it.
I can't hear.
He said he's going to not change the way he plays. He's still going to play fast and play physical. He said injuries are part of the game. That's the way that I play, and so I'm going to continue to play that way.
You have to just have a little bit of your logic missing to be great at football.
Yeah.
And that's what he's saying.
I mean, these guys call it a car crash every single week. To willingly do that,
Yeah.
You're right. You do have to have something special,
Yeah.
a little special sauce that
A little screw loose.
Especially at the safety position, man. And I've said it before, and if we have the picture of Talanoa, you can pull it up. It was dropped in Broncos assignments, but no worries if not. He's not a big guy. And he plays like a big guy. Like when I watch 49ers tape right after the Broncos sign him, it's like, okay, this is a big safety. And you see him in person, you're like, wait, where is he? Because this isn't him.
Yeah.
But when he's on the field, he plays huge. He doesn't look small there. But on the field, there's actually a picture of him on the field, and you're just like, oh, that doesn't look like the hard-hitting safety that I see.
Well, and that was the knock on him coming out of USC. It's the reason why he was able to be drafted, I believe, in the 5th round by the 49ers. I mean, the tape was never a question.
No.
But a lot of times NFL teams overthink this stuff and say he's not big enough, and then you just watch him play. He plays big. TJ Ward's kind of the same way.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true.
Yeah, Kareem. mean, Kareem was a corner. That's how small he was.
Yep, exactly. I mean, yeah, like, that's not David Webb next to him, but that's just like, I don't know, a guy throwing a football that doesn't play football, and Talanoa looks smaller than him, yet on the field, he plays huge.
I think the single-digit number isn't doing his size any favors.
What was he, 29?
Yeah. Like, if he put on, like, 43, it's going to make him look bigger.
That's true. That's true. The TJ number?
Yeah. Or, Palomalo, or is he 42? He was 43.
Actually, shout out to TJ for making a terrible number good.
It's worked for safeties, though, over the years, 43.
Otherwise, it's a terrible number, though.
Yeah. It doesn't work on any other position.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Maybe inside linebacker.
Huff had one more thing to say on the pass rush, and let's get to that after. I just want to give another shout out to the new deal that we've got going on, the Tailgate package, where you get 2 free tailgate tickets, 1 for yourself, 1 for someone else that you want to bring, and you get it all for $89.99. It's a $140 value just with those things. Plus, you get all of our training camp coverage, all of our year-long Broncos coverage, all of our free agent coverage next year, and draft coverage, which is crazy enough. You're going to get that plus a free shirt, and you can upgrade. If you're already a diehard, you can upgrade to this tier by just going to thednvr.com/intro. And when you upgrade, you're going to get a free shirt. And of course, you get that free shirt as well when you sign up. So make sure to go to thednvr.com/intro. There's seriously no better time than with training camp rocking and rolling right now. Okay, Ryan, let's hear what Huff had to say about this pass rush, especially. I mean, this is his first time seeing it in person, and the first 2 days, pretty dominant. Yeah. How does he feel about playing with these guys up front?
Makes it a lot easier. You got dogs up front. I think they led in sacks last year, 63, something like that. So it makes it easier for us, but at the same time, we want to make it so they can have sacks too. We got to cover long, get sticky in the back end, so they can make it right up front.
Yep, and who's happier about the other group? Is the secondary happier that they have the front seven, or is the front seven happier that they have the secondary?
Oh, man. I think the front seven's happier that they have the secondary. I think it's always a chicken or egg.
Yeah.
Pass rush or coverage. I think it's coverage. If the coverage is bad, the pass rush isn't really going to have a chance. There's just too much easy stuff that they're going to be able to get. You just get nothing easy against this secondary. And so the pass rush gets a chance damn near every play.
I completely agree with you. Especially, man, I completely agree with this pass rush is so stacked that if the secondary was bad, man, it would just feel like it was being so wasted. But it's coming from everywhere. I mean, there's literally 5 to 6 different guys on any single play that can get a sack, which is so unique. Because you think of other great pass rushers or you think of other great pass rushing teams, and you're like, well, they've got that guy. They've got Nick Bosa. They've got TJ Watt. And this Broncos team is just so deep, and I think the secondary really helps with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's hear from a new look Bronco. We just heard from a new Bronco.
Can I just bring something up real quick?
Yeah.
We're 3 days into this.
Yep.
We still haven't heard from the franchise quarterback.
Nope, and I think we're going to be waiting another full day.
What's going on, Sean?
You know, the quarterback always talks on the Saturday.
See, that sounds like a Patrick Smythe move. He's like, you guys are going to have to get your asses out of bed on a Saturday and mosey on over here if you want to talk to the starting quarterback.
Well, you know, it's we're back together Saturday.
Oh, is it
right?
this Saturday?
I think it's this Saturday. All together Saturday.
Back together Saturday.
Back together Saturday.
Or maybe did it move to all together Saturday because we're not back anymore?
No, I think you're right. I think it's still back together Saturday this weekend. And with all 800 fans can be out there tomorrow. So we're going to get a little different perspective at camp tomorrow, which is going to be cool. I've heard, you know how sometimes we get media isn't allowed to continue filming after like first 30 minutes of practice, and it's pretty much what we've been showing you. We can get stuff on air. And then when there's 3,000 fans out there, some fans will continue to record and get the highlight plays later in practice.
Yep.
Heard there's going to be a lot of security eyes making sure fans don't do that this year.
Wow. Well, you could have I have sunglasses that record.
There's no way they can track that. You are so right. What are those? Well, they know the angle that I've got. Man, that's fascinating. Okay, so let's.
By the way, I saw that the Giants yesterday, fans were recording, and then Jackson Dart throws a pick six on his first throw, and that gets posted everywhere and goes viral. And then today there's big signs that say no recording video during practice. So.
Yep. That we used to be able to record not the whole practice, but a lot more. And let's just say a certain head coach saw a different team have that exact same type of experience, and a certain head coach with the Broncos said that will never happen here. So whatever filming you need to restrict it, because my quarterback is never going to get caught on camera throwing a pick six in practice or being embarrassed.
Wow.
Yep.
Guy looks out for his guys.
Yeah, he certainly does. Okay, so Ryan, I'm going to show you a picture of a player, and you tell me, is there anything you notice differently about Big Quinn Meinerz? Because honestly, I don't know if I would have picked up on it right away.
Well, I wouldn't know if I hadn't already seen.
Fair.
But yeah, no dreads. As Ryan Green aptly called him, the lockless monster.
Wow, that's perfect.
It's very good stuff from RG.
I wish we might have the full shot of Quinn when we play these clips, but well, let's just hear the very first part of Quinn's press conference, because he was asked, the very first question was, Quinn, where'd the dreads go? If you didn't know already, he cut them. Here's how Quinn responded to that.
What's up, guys? Hello, good. How are you guys? Yeah, had a fun 6 years with the locks. It was just kind of time to let them go. Too much maintenance, too much of a distraction kind of thing, and just kind of moving on to the next thing, next journey.
Did you really pull him in a game? Did you ever have a defender?
Yeah, I picked them up off the ground in games and stuff. Yeah, it's good to have some short hair now.
Who cut it? You didn't just go into supercuts or something, did you?
Nope, I got a guy that takes care of me. Any football questions?
I knew he was going to say that.
Okay. To be fair to the media, though, Quinn, you have a pretty notable haircut that's gone. You have really cool astronomy tattoos down your right arm, and your belly's just out like that. How do you not expect, or how do you expect football questions right off the bat?
I just love it because he's like, the dreads became a distraction, which I don't know how that is possible. But and then he's like, he doesn't want to be called the belly because that's a distraction.
Yeah.
And there he is being asked about everything but football. He's like, I just want to talk about football. I could see the annoyance start to build up in him, and I was like, he's about to say, does anyone want to talk about football?
You nailed it. And then the rest of the press conference was about football. But I got to say, the belly is maybe bigger than ever. But it looks like there's no, it looks like there's no jiggle in the belly. Somehow he's just not grown a six-pack, but he's just made his whole belly muscular.
He grew up packed,
a
just a huge
it's just
pack.
one pack.
It's just a 40.
That he has. Yeah, it's wild. And he looks like
keg.
the best guard. Yeah, the keg. I like that. He looks like the best guard in the NFL. But I mean, Ryan, you pointed it out. This guy is also so lovable. He said his dreads were causing too much of a distraction, so he got rid of them.
And he said he was getting them ripped out, which I know a lot of players have talked about. And we've even seen in a game, someone trying to chase someone down and then they show their hand afterwards.
Because that's legal. You can take someone down by the hair.
Yeah. Crazy. But
yes.
Anyways, Quinn looks as stacked as ever. And I've told this story a million times, but you mentioned there's some new viewers today, and I'll never get tired of telling it, especially as he's going to be an All-Pro and maybe a Hall of Famer one day. I'll just keep telling this story, which is that I heard through secondhand. So a source told someone else who told me that when the Broncos drafted Quinn Meinerz, multiple front offices were audibly laughing in their war rooms because they said the Broncos fell for it. They fell for the YouTube videos of Quinn Meinerz working out in the woods, and they're like, "Oh my God, the Broncos! I can't believe they did this," and clowning them for it. And now look.
Well, now their defensive lines are falling for Quinn.
Oh yeah,
Literally, he's just pancaking them into the ground. And so, Ryan, I asked Quinn. Actually, I think we have this question included potentially, but if not, I asked Quinn after being an All-Pro, how do you take your game to the next level? And I loved his answer too. Let's hear from him one final time.
I'm trying to create a gap of being the best, and I can improve in all phases and continue to be more consistent. That's a big feedback part at the end of the season is, what I like to have with my coaches. There's still a lot I can do to improve in the run game specifically, and every single year you gotta keep sharpening pass pro because these guys are incredible athletes out there across the entire defensive line, and so it's an uphill battle every single year, but I feel really great about the teammates that I have to push me to be the best, along with our coaching staff.
Just to follow up on that, the guys that you're facing out here on this defensive front and the defense in general, just how good of a test do you feel like these next 3 or 4 weeks, that group every day, what do you think how will that ultimately prepare you guys for September?
Yeah, it's incredible to be able to go against Zach Allen every single day. I win some, he wins some, and it's a nonstop battle. We both have a ton of passion and grit for this game. So when we're out there battling, and then when we're done, hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you do this? We're bouncing ideas off of each other because he also has that drive to be the best in the league, and it's incredible to be able to work together with these guys. DJ Jones, he's a hard person to move in the run game. JFM, I mean, we got such such depth at all these positions that I got to wake up every morning preparing to go against these guys. So no, it's great. It's great to have a great defensive line and a great offensive line going together because we're only going to get better.
Not only did you get a fired up Quinn, you also get part of the construction going on at Broncos Park.
no, it's still there.
Oh, never mind. So it's construction happening here at the DNVR Bar. Well, that's good that you guys didn't have to hear that. But man, I loved his answer. He wants to widen the gap between him and the rest of the guards in the NFL.
He's just such a beast. I've actually been talking about this on the Buff Show about how it would be a great look for the fan base if tons of people showed up to the games in Jordan Seaton jerseys. Because it's just like the best player is a left tackle, and then like repping his jersey. It just like it exudes ball knowledge when fans wear offensive linemen's jerseys. Yeah. I might have to get a Quinn.
Ooh, 77?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Same number as Jordan Seaton.
There you go. It's an easy case for you to make.
Yeah.
Pound the table for the sevens.
Yeah, that I would want the blue one or the throwback, but throwback kind of works. I don't know.
You can make an argument.
The 77 throwback is kind of sick.
That is. You can make an argument actually for 3 Broncos offensive line jerseys. Obviously Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make a case for Garrett Bowles? Longest tenured guy?
You could.
No, yeah, you put a smile on your face. No. And then I think a lot of people just like the, Mike McGlinchey number 69 out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man. And then also Mecklenburg being 77 as Gabe Rocks points out. So just a historic number for the Broncos. Yes, nice. It's Strez. What were you laughing at?
Nothing.
Well, that's going to do it for our show today. We're going to be back tomorrow after an even longer practice. We're going to have more to talk about tomorrow. So make sure to stay tuned. We'll be going live at 2:05 with day 3 of Broncos training camp in the books tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, and have a great start to your Friday. Be talking to you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.